Good morning from cold Amsterdam. Today we're flying aboard EVA or EVA Air, as you prefer, on their Boeing 777-300ER on an 11-hour flight to Bangkok, Thailand. But first, let's check out a little bit of Amsterdam. This morning, I flew in from Warsaw. I left my bags at the Star Alliance Lounge and therefore had an entire day in Amsterdam to explore the city. EVA Air, a Star Alliance member, is based in Taipei, Taiwan. The airline also operates long-haul flights from Bangkok to Amsterdam, London, and Vienna. While Amsterdam may be a SkyTeam hub, several Star Alliance airlines operate flights there and require a lounge for premium guests. You can access Star Alliance lounges by flying in first or business class on a member airline or holding Star Gold status and flying in economy. Alright, so I was able to successfully shower in the Mercure Hotel. Boarding in is about 30 minutes or so. And I'm really excited. I haven't flown EVA in a really long time. The flight from Amsterdam to Bangkok continues on to Taipei. Tonight's roughly 11-hour flight is operated by a Boeing 777-300ER with registration Bravo 16712. Welcome on board EVA's Royal Laurel class. My spacious seat is 3 Alpha. EVA's long-haul fleet consists of A330s, 777s, and 787s. You'll find the IFE remote, power port, reading light, headphone jack, and ancient sockets conveniently located right next to you. There's quite a bit of personal storage available throughout the seat. The area for your feet is quite spacious, so you shouldn't have any trouble getting comfy when sleeping. The literature pocket features the safety card, sick bag, and in-flight shopping catalog. A ton of amenities are provided, including a large pillow, thick blanket, noise-canceling headphones, and slippers. A drink of choice along with a refreshing towel were served.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Chinese New Year celebration is here. During this special time, the captain and our cabin crew wish you a happy Chinese New Year. Welcome aboard EVA Air with a Star member and Thai Airways wholesale flight via 076 to Taipei via Bangkok.
After we departed Amsterdam, more amenities were offered, including very comfy pajamas. The Giorgio Armani amenity kit came nicely presented and well stocked with your typical products like eye shades, earplugs, a comb, toothbrush and toothpaste, lip balm, and much more. Hello from the EVA Air Boeing 777 business class lavatory. It's very spacious and massive. You have a lovely orchid, variety of different, there's a mist, there's a body lotion, hand wash, facial mist, earplugs, mouthwash, toothbrush. The dinner service is about to begin, so I'm going to go enjoy that. About 45 minutes after takeoff, the dinner service began. The flight attendants were super friendly on this flight, however, it did take quite a while for every course to be served, as the business class cabin was completely full. The menus were distributed prior to departure, but meal orders were taken in the air. This flight features a main dinner service after takeoff. For the main course, you could select from one of 3 options, or for a more extensive selection, you can pre-order from a bunch of additional dishes online at no extra charge. Hot and cold snacks available throughout the flight, and a breakfast before landing. For your breakfast, you have a choice of either Chinese or Western style. The drink selection is very impressive and quite extensive. Champagne, wine, cocktails, mocktails, liqueurs, spirits, beer, and much more. A wide selection of coffee, tea, and soft drinks are also available. You definitely won't go hungry or thirsty on this flight. The dining experience began with an amuse-bouche and a drink of choice. I obviously asked for the champagne. The prelude was a poultry pâté and yellow onion, as well as a bellini with salmon mousse and salmon roe. The amuse-bouche was tasty and a great introduction to the meal. The table setting included butter, salt and pepper, as well as some cutlery, which was refreshed later on. In business, everything is either brought to you directly or served from a fancier cart. My table was set, champagne was refilled, and a glass of water was poured. From the bakery, you had assorted bread with butter and balsamic vinaigrette. Garlic bread is always my fave when flying, so I was excited that EVA has it among their wide range of breads. The appetizer was grilled veal with pumpkin cream, caper apple, and pomegranate salad. It was okay, but not the highlight.
And would you like some chocolate and water?
Could I have the evergreen special cocktail?
Sure. What would you like, sweet or not sweet? Because sweet is quick as fine, but no sweet is quick as water.
my main course, I pre-ordered the steak online. It was okay, but a little bit too well done for my liking. I also decided to switch from the champagne to the evergreen special cocktail. Everything was served at a leisurely pace. The next course was a selection of cheese, which I ended up skipping since I was so full at this point. To conclude the meal, dessert was offered, some fresh fruit and an opera cake. I paired that with some Baileys on the rocks and a white Earl Grey tea. No individual dish was better than the others, but when combined together, it composed a fantastic meal. When everyone finished, the lights were turned off, with about 8.5 hours remaining until Bangkok. It was time to sleep under the stars. The lie-flat seat is very comfortable, and when paired with the pillow and blanket, you should have no issues drifting away. EVA's in-flight entertainment features movies, music, TV programs, and games. The entire interface was old and not very responsive, and the actual selection of content certainly wasn't that impressive like what other world-class airlines offer. I rarely use the IFE, and instead almost always have the air show on. Many passengers were well rested about 2.5 hours out, and light filled the cabin somewhere over Asia. The breakfast would soon begin, and flight attendants offered refreshing towels and inquired about our rest. About 2 hours prior to landing, the table was once again set for the breakfast experience. My wake-up drink was a mixed carrot and fruit juice along with some tea. Naturally, you can ask for anything you'd like. I went with a Western-style breakfast and noticed there was a catering mix-up as the appetizer was supposed to be a quinoa salad. However, instead, I was brought the same grilled veal I had a few hours prior. For the breakfast main course, you could select either a cheese omelet or pancakes. I went with the pancakes, which came with some roasted pistachios and a fruit jam. Absolutely delicious, and definitely the best dish served on this entire flight. Breakfast concluded with some fruit. I decided to try one more of EVA's signature cocktails that they offer, and all of them were very well prepared. Shortly thereafter, it was time to prepare for landing. We began to descend about 35 minutes prior and had quite a long descent as we circled over Bangkok. The flight attendants came around one last time to thank us for flying with EVA and wishing us a wonderful stay in Bangkok or a safe continuation on to Taipei. The FAs were awesome and super friendly, though the purser never introduced herself to any of the guests personally, something that other airlines do in premium cabins or to greet elite members. All in all, I would say it was a great flight. Both the soft and hard product offered by EVA are incredible for business class, especially when considering the fact that some airlines don't offer as nice of an experience in first class, which EVA doesn't have. I felt that the food could have been a little bit better, though it's probably harder for the airline to cater from a non-hub, as I imagine their food is much better when departing from Taipei or Bangkok. My only real complaint would be about the catering appetizer mix-up. It wasn't ideal eating the same one twice, especially since it wasn't that great to begin with. If you want to fly EVA, I highly recommend it. The 787s have their newest business class cabin. You can redeem any Star Alliance miles. It can be a bit of a challenge to find award availability in business class if not redeeming through EVA's own frequent flyer program. However, those miles can be much harder to earn, but if you are flexible, you can definitely find a business class seat. I was able to book my flight using Avianca Life Miles, which I transferred from American Express during a transfer bonus. That combined with the fact that Life Miles doesn't impose fuel surcharges made this an excellent redemption, with taxes being just under $100. We landed in Bangkok right on time, and I had about a 15-minute taxi to our gate. I was really excited to be back in Southeast Asia again for the next 2 months, as it's my favorite region in the whole world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed at Bangkok Lavatory International Airport. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the person seatbelt sign has been turned on. May I remind you to take all your belongings with you. Please be careful when opening over compartment to avoid baggage falling out. For those plans on connecting flight to Taipei, please take all your belongings with you and await the entrance lounge in the terminal building. May I remind you to have your boarding pass and a passport with you upon boarding.
Thank you so much for watching this trip report. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and comment, and stay tuned for a bunch of videos in the future. And as always, fly safe.